Hi, it's Therese from Lostinpaper and I'm back to colour with you. And today I'm going to be doing something just a little bit different. I'm going to be watercolouring a coloured image. What I mean by that is I'm actually going to stamp out my image in a coloured ink, and I'm using the raspberry. It's a nice hot pink sort of colour, and stamping out this sweet Whispers stamp. It's a slapstick cling stamp from Penny Black. And the reason I've used this particular ink is that it's waterproof on paper. So that means that it won't bleed when I add water to the image. I decided to use my zigs today. Originally I was going to mix up my own colours, but it was just a little bit daunting because I did want the colouring to be a little bit loose and light colours, and that's probably one of the great things about the zigs is the colours are already there. I haven't got them all. I've got the pack of 60, so I can actually mix and match and make my own colours and that, but I'm finding for me the pack of 60 is more than enough. Of course I'd love to have them all, but you know, 60 is more than enough for what I need. So that way, to get the light colours, I'm simply just using the markers directly onto the cardstock. I am using a watercolour, cardstock that's good for watercolours, which is the Bristol Strathmore. It's a 300, and what I really like about it is that it's a really nice bright white. A lot of the watercolour cardstocks have this sort of a yellowy or cream sort of tinge to them, and this Bristol is nice bright white and it's very smooth, so that means I can generally stamp on it without having any problems. The pinks that I decided to go with, because of course I had to do these little girls in pink tutus. I don't know, I had to get that out of my system because every time I looked at them I saw pink tutus, in my head that is. And once I've done this, hopefully I'll be able to come back and paint them in other colours, but for the moment it's pink. But I found that the light pink was just going to be a bit too bright for what I wanted, but I still needed that tone of pink. So I'm actually blending two of the different pinks together. I'm using the pen pretty much direct to paper. There are a couple of instances I think where I did actually draw it on the block and bring it across, but because I'm using the light colours that did not work so well, so I did pretty much just draw my markers directly onto the cardstock, and then it's as simple as adding water over top just to blend the colours and get rid of those sharp edges. I have kept my colouring in real time today because it is very simple colouring and there wasn't a lot to it, and I just thought sometimes it's good to see things in real time. I have cut a few little pieces out, but mostly it's all there for you to see. I've listed all the colours that I've used today. They're over at my blog, and you can link through the description below for the products and the numbers or the names of the colours that I've used, and some more photos. I've always got photos, and there's always other cards at my blog too. I don't make videos of all the cards that I create, so if you ever want to head over there and see what I'm up to, the link is in the description below. I think it says actually in the YouTube, I think it actually says show more, so you can click on that and you can find more links, because I'm at Facebook as well as on Instagram, which I just love. And finally here I did decide to come in with some light grey to add some shadow, and I especially wanted to add some shadow beneath the girls just to ground them. And how I do that is I actually visualize the straight line along the base of the card, and I continue my marker out so it looks like it's following that straight line, and any bits that sort of are sitting up I kind of follow the straight line along the bottom of the card and not to create the shadow. Does that make sense? I hope so. Anyway, for the sentiment today I decided to use, it's a new one for me called Dream Big, and it actually has two dies within the set, and I thought this would be perfect for those two little girls sitting whispering to each other. I did cut it in some, this is an American Crafts cardstock. It's a glitter cardstock and it's lipstick, so it's really, lip gloss, sorry, it's a really bright hot pink. And now I can just use my ATG gun to adhere my panel of Bristol cardstock to the front of my top fold landscape card. And I did decide to keep this card, you know, really clean and simple, just to make these little girls the feature of the design. I have got my crystal clear, this is a glitter pen from Spectrum Noir, and I'm adding some shimmer, which is a really subtle shimmer, just on the base, on the frilly bits of the tutu. And you're only really going to see that when the card sort of hits the light. I've used my matte medium again as I popped up the Dream Big sentiment on a piece of fun foam. You probably saw me doing that before. And I like the matte medium for this because it doesn't leave shiny bits or sticky bits when it dries if I move it around a lot. And that's my finished card for today. Thanks for joining me. I've had a blast. I'll be back again real soon. Till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.